Hi, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges of Blaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
That's us. Welcome. We are here. You are there. I'm TBT. That guy over there. Damn it. 3 years you'd think I could get this right. That guy over there is Ace. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. This is episode 118. If you're joining us live, hopefully you're either in the YouTube or you're on the Facebooks, or yeah, that's probably about it. If you're listening to this after the fact, well, welcome. We're here. If you're in the chat, say hi. There's a couple in there already. Mrs. TBT's in there. And of course, Natalie, our lovely moderator, who's decided to show up on time and early, which is good. I appreciate that. Technical difficulties already when I can't get a stupid microphone to work. And now I'm having to adjust levels because I can't hear myself to know if I'm loud.
You know, I do notice a difference now that we're in the show.
In what way?
The compression's not there. The body in your voice that you usually carry is not there because that microphone's not working.
No, it's so right now, this is just a prop.
So see, hey, I got one too.
Yeah, so good. That's what they are. They're just props because don't know what to do to get it to work. So yeah, my apologies.
Did you notice that we had no problem pre-show with my Wi-Fi, and then you hit play?
Yeah, you know why? It's because we pushed that live button.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And well, there is a Wi-Fi booster right there.
I can't see it.
It's right there.
Well, don't move your camera because then we'll lose it.
I mean, I guess I need to put it right here.
Actually, you need to. Is it at floor level?
No, it is up.
Oh, okay, because it falls like rain. Wi-Fi. It falls like rain.
Really? It does. That's poetic.
It does. It is. I could write a song. When the Wi-Fi falls like rain. Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
Like rain.
Yeah. Nat said, it sounds like I'm far away. I'm not far away. I'm here. And Mrs. TB said, and they are gone. We're not gone. We're still here. I'm literally watching us over on that side. Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
I point towards you, but you're not over there. Whatever. I don't know about you, but I'm about done with all this snow. Second week in a row, we're going to talk about snow. And yeah, I've still got like a foot and a half out there.
Right. Well, the sun's coming out, so that makes me feel better. But the problem is what it melts, it just freezes over any minute now.
It is 17 degrees.
Yeah.
And nothing's melting.
No, a little bit was. I see a big difference in my driveway from the parts I didn't shovel.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're just little sheets of ice that I got to salt in the morning so that no one hurts themselves.
Well, our driveway is like a 1/4 mile long. So I have to open the garage door as Mrs. TBT's coming home. So that way she can just drive right in. I'm afraid at some point, which I may practice tomorrow, I may lay down water in the garage, let it freeze, so that way when she puts the brakes on, she just keeps on going. I mean, it's a new back door because, yeah, but it's cold. And I didn't want her to stop when we first got all this snow and then get stuck trying to get into the garage. So I was like, I'll just open it for you. So I opened it, and then she can just go right in, stop, close it, done. Yeah. I don't know.
I bet you haven't employed your snow dogs yet, have you?
No. They're so daggone lazy. Like, once again, I got one right down here. She'll start snoring soon. The other one's over there. The big polar bear, he's outside
Yeah.
somewhere.
I will loan you a husky. I've got one.
Nope. I don't want another one.
Then you'd have two huskies.
Right. She's got a bum leg.
Right. But mine's better. Mine's okay.
But then I'd have to feed another one. I can't get FedEx out here
I
because
know.
there's
I
daggone
just want to
snow.
be able to get to the garage mahal and do it on a sled. That's what I want.
But you know, I've been up there. You don't need to.
No.
Recently. I mean, I haven't for a while. What are you drinking?
Me?
Yeah.
Water. Straight water.
You know, I usually do, but I didn't tonight. I have a nice mug full of hot cocoa.
You know what? I figured with all this time you have on your hands
Oh, let's bring that up.
that you would have invented all kinds of new cocktails already.
So here's the thing about that. I'd only get through like 4 and I'd have to stop for the rest of the day because, you know, my mornings start at like 5.
5?
5:30-ish.
What are you doing?
I get up. I've always gotten up early.
Right, but when I'm not working, I'm not up early.
Oh,
If
yeah,
I have
I'm
nowhere,
still up early.
if I've got nowhere to be, Grandpa, I'm sleeping.
Nope. Up early. Go out and get the cows milked, feed the pigs and the chickens. You got to choke the chickens. You got to something with the pig. I don't know.
So you're saying by 10 a.m. you'd have to stop your cocktail experimentations?
Yeah. 100%.
Well,
Easily.
yeah, Natalie's right. I do want to see you dog sled.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. Not happening.
I just want to.
I'll get out there with a sled. I don't even own a sled. I don't have any kids at the house anymore. I got cardboard for breakdancing.
I just want to hear you yell mush. Mush.
I'm going to pull some cardboard out with some line, and I'm going to tie it around the chihuahua, and then he'll be my mush dog.
There you go.
With the husky in the distance. What are you doing? You're doing this wrong. I'm gonna put a little sombrero on his head.
I've got one. I've got one here for my chihuahua.
Do you now?
Yes, and a poncho.
That's great. That's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna put those on. I'm gonna put them on him and be like, I don't know where to go.
That's what I renamed my dog, Mr. Taco, to make him more endearing to me.
Did it work?
No, not really.
Wow.
I still hate him.
Yeah, Natalie for breakdancing. Why else would you have cardboard laying around? Why do I look so pale?
And I will tell you, the dog's name is not Mr. Taco. The dog's name, and not to offend Natalie, the dog's name is Tucker. It's my dog's name.
Where did you come up with a name like that for a chihuahua?
I didn't come up with it.
Oh.
Yeah. The jerk that dumped him off on me.
One of those. Well, yeah, but if you get it dumped off on you, then you're able to rename it whatever you want. Taco dog.
My wife will not let me rename dogs.
Oh. Like at all?
At all. No.
Oh, because you've done it before and really screwed up.
Well, no, she says that that dog learns its name, and that's its name. It's not fair to keep, to change it to King or, you know, Roscoe or whatever.
But if you
So
constantly call it damn it, then you could change its name. Like damn it, dog.
that's right, and every dog should be called that.
All of mine are.
Right, right.
Yeah. Except for
But
the
yeah,
words that Mrs. DBT uses for the chichihua, which I can't repeat on here.
what's that? You can't repeat it?
No. She gets very angry with him.
What's your deal with your Chihuahua? Mine just barks all the time and pees everywhere.
Mine wears a diaper.
Oh,
Well, I take that back. It's not. It's one of those belly bands.
We had doggy diapers here once.
Yeah, it's a belly band. It goes around him and covers his little shing-a-ding, and that way when he lifts his leg, which is hilarious to watch, he'll go over to one of the other dogs' areas and lift his leg, and it's like, bruh, you're literally peeing on yourself. And he's
Yeah,
like, oops, I'm sorry.
I think that's a good idea. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't done it to this dog. We just yell at it and stuff. But yeah, I might put a diaper on him.
Oh, it's a perfect thing. Now, with the snow, he hates to go outside. So if we let him, he will lay in his kennel all day long. Come out, stretch, be like, what's for dinner? And then he'll eat and be like, it's time for a nap. And he'll go take a nap.
Siesta.
Yeah, it's time for my siesta. You got some tacos? Yeah. So he gets lost in the snow. And apparently leaving them out in the cold when they're only 5 pounds is not a good idea.
No, it's inhumane.
Yeah. Like it's a chili dog.
Yeah, real. Whatever. What?
Oh, wait. Natalie just brought up a great point. She says, as long as it sounds like Tucker, he will know. So there is one good option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sucker.
And I've called him that.
Yeah. You know what's weird? You moved, but the shadow's on me. That's weird because I have no idea where this shadow's coming from. I am apparently I'm being haunted right now. I gotta look and see if I can see it in the replay. I can. That is so weird.
Is that shadow not your mannequin back there?
No, she better not be moving. I guess that could be the problem. You see that shadow? Just watch
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. Whatever.
Have you been
I'm in
playing with the spirit
danger.
box?
What?
You've been playing with the spirit box again?
No. See, look, even Natalie's seen it. She's like, why you got a shadow? I don't know. I'm going to call Mrs. TBT in here in a minute. Watch. Because you just stuck your finger in your eye and you froze that way. So either, there you are. See, I don't know what it is.
I don't either. This is getting to be a problem.
Is it aggravating?
I spent money to fix this.
Yeah, but
and it works. Except with this.
But when's the last time you checked it?
What do you mean checked it?
Well, don't you like log on and like go into like 192 point something 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 to set up all the settings?
I did that when I bought it and set it up. Why do I need to do it again?
Here's an idea. Is your stuff connected to it?
I have Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, but it should have its own thing that it's broadcasting for you to connect to.
It told me when I connected that everything was good. I mean, you are complicating things.
No, I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Because you bought stuff and it's supposed to work. Ow, and I'm kicking things. uh, what about the freaking fires in California?
It's freaking crazy.
Holy moly. I haven't even seen the latest like numbers, but that's a lot of land. How much of LA has burned? The unfortunate part, I mean, other than the fires themselves and the utter destruction, 24 people have lost their lives.
Right, and that number keeps increasing.
Right.
It is insane. I mean, these wildfires, they've had them, as we know, California's notorious for wildfires, but we've not seen this destruction on this scale.
No.
Where we're actually into Los Angeles, the most populated city in the United States. At one point there was 100,000 people fleeing their homes, trying to find a place to go.
Yeah.
And I just to fathom a city that size just burning down, it's just it's just crazy.
Well, I mean, it's reminiscent of the Great Fire of Chicago.
Right, right. But back then they didn't have, well, and California obviously doesn't either, but back then they didn't have modern firefighting techniques.
Right. They
You
had
know,
water, which California does not have.
I think being a firefighter in California in that area would be the most frustrating job ever, because you're just, when you have resources even, and you're just trying to knock it back and knock it back, and we got 15% contained, good job, but it's futile. It's almost futile, it feels like, because it takes days and weeks.
When you've got 100-mile-an-hour winds that are doing nothing but fanning this fire right now, the latest update, along with the 24 people, it's destroyed more than 12,000 structures. That's not just houses. That's probably houses, garage, just buildings in general. 12,000.
Right. And it's also interesting in the fact that this has hit, the richest neighborhoods in Los Angeles. They've been reduced to rubble. Pacific Palisades, and now it's moving into Brentwood, and things like that in the Hollywood Hills and stuff. And uh, that's surreal in a sense. Now you're reducing movie stars to refugees.
Yeah, I mean, we've destroyed more than 12,000 structures and scorched more than 60 square miles. I mean, think about that. Take your little iPhone out or whatever and pull up Google Maps and get yourself a radius of 60 miles from your location. And look at that. Look, I mean, that's literally almost from here to Indianapolis.
Wow.
And you think about that scale, that's unreal. Forecasters posted particularly dangerous situation, red flag wind warnings for today, Tuesday, through noon tomorrow, as winds are expected to pick up. Um, Officials said 88,000 people. All right, so that's 2 times the amount of people that are in this county where we're
Right.
at. 88,000 people in Los Angeles County were under evacuation orders as of today, as of Tuesday morning. So as of this morning. And of course, they still have a curfew in effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Is that to prevent the looting because I don't think the people fleeing from their homes should worry about a curfew.
Oh, too soon. I'm sure it is. I think I saw something with the LA County Sheriff, maybe the mayor. I think it was the sheriff. It was speaking about, there being these curfews because of the not only the potential for the looting, but the looting that's already happened.
Yes.
And really, what do you need to do between 6 and 6? I mean, sure, it's 6
Right.
p.m., but daggone, it's dark already, and Taco Bell's not open.
Well,
Your
that's
food,
here.
well, I know that, but I mean, and anywhere you go there, your food's going to be burnt. So,
Right, and they're bringing up in the chat, the reasons for this, and I don't know if we have concrete reasons why this happened, but there's all sorts of theories about fireworks on New Year's causing this, or homeless encampments causing this, and it could be a number of things. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't, because it's so dry and out there. It's so dry.
yeah, I was trying to pull something up just to look what caused, what caused the LA fires. We explain what's known so far and how they're determined. Mama TBT could be right on it because many media outlets have reported that investigators are looking into whether the Palisades fire may be a rekindling of an earlier fire caused by fireworks on New Year's
Right,
Eve.
right, and I read the same thing. Then there's the report of the guy that was detained by a bunch of citizens because he was using a blowtorch. Did you
Right.
see that?
Yeah.
To set shit on fire? I mean,
I mean,
it brings
why,
up
why,
crazy.
why start it? Just wait. It'll get there.
Yeah, well, right, right. Or he's just burn it all down. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. You already talked about the homeless encampment. Some say, oh, it was a cooking fire that got out of control. You think? Um, My gosh. And what's going to happen once they pinpoint it? What if this was started by an electrical, a power line?
That's been brought up as well. That's been brought up as well, and it's also been refuted by the power company. But
Well, do you think they're going to take the blame?
no,
They're going to
no,
be like, oh, no, 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 no. What nuts?
no. There's already been lawsuits for some of these companies out that way anyway for some of these disasters, and they've had to pay
Yeah.
money out. So no, you're not going to publicly take any blame.
Right. And Natalie says conspiracy theory, was it created? And it's funny to say that because what is this taken? What's this taken away from? Always look at that. If your attention is all on fires,
What are you not looking at?
and the location, so these are fires in California, your conspiracy theorist is going to be like, okay, well, what's going on? So they're trying to take our attention from everything else and now focus on the fire. And you and I don't get too much involved in like news stuff unless it's funny, but there's a lot of people that, without going down the rabbit hole, there's a lot of people that are still suffering from the hurricanes this year.
Right.
And you've got all of these stars, donate for the fire, do this, donate, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's great. But then you got the people that are like, yeah, what about us? We're still living in a shack
Well,
in North
wait a minute.
Kakalaki.
Also, was it last year in California? They had the record rainfalls that was, flooding downtown LA. Right?
Where'd the water go?
Well, exactly. But I mean, that's two unprecedented disasters in one major city.
Right.
And gosh, did you recover from the flood? From last year, and now you got the fires. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, exactly. As Natalie says, people are still living in tents and
Yeah. Well, one of the good things, and I think you froze again. One of the good things that has come out of this, and I'm trying to pull this up. A lot of, when we have natural disasters, you have events of, catastrophic proportions or whatever. Oh, Mama TBT just said they're now concerned about mudslides. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
They're dumping thousands of gallons of water
Right.
to try to hold, to contain these fires. The fires are burning up the trees, killing them. No roots to,
Right.
hold the
To
soil
protect
together.
the ground.
Good
So,
grief.
so what if the fire didn't get you, but you're built on a hillside, and now you're losing your house because of the mudslides? I mean, you guys, you can't win. I thought of this last night. The LA Rams played in Phoenix last night against the Vikings, and I got to thinking before the game started how hard that trip had to be for those guys. So, that was a home game for Los Angeles. They moved it to Phoenix, and this is a playoff game. That should be your focus. But how is your focus on playing football, right? When all this is going on in Los Angeles, and even if you're on that team temporarily, that's still your home right now.
Right.
Yeah, you got family back there. You got people you care about, and here you are in Phoenix, ready to play a football game, and it seems trivial, But what's the one thing that the Rams can do? They can go out and win a football game and give that city something to be happy about.
Yeah. Which
You
they
know,
did. I mean, they Minnesota looked like they shouldn't have even been
oh
in the playoffs.
man, tell me about it. Tell me about it. But what if they carry this momentum all the way to the Super Bowl? And by this point, we've put out the fires. I hope. And it's
Where
almost
is the
like
Super Bowl this year?
it's always in Miami, isn't it? But it's reminiscent of the New Orleans Saints and Katrina.
True.
Is what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It's in New Orleans.
Close enough.
Yeah. LA, New
Yep.
Orleans.
And how far is New Orleans even recovered from Katrina?
Quite a bit.
Has it? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago. I had heard there was still things that hadn't been repaired or fixed or improved or dried out.
Well, I mean, some stuff's never gonna be rebuilt, because you get to a point with any kind of thing like that. It just, what's the point? What's the point? According to Google, because that's what's important, the city's population increased to about 400,000 by 2020, but it was still about 20% lower than it was in 2000 prior to Katrina. So, 2020 census showed that the city's population was down 100,000 people. The city's flood protection system was bolstered with 50. This is typical. I ran into this a lot when you're in the military, as far as like, making improvements or safety things. Nothing gets improved until something happens.
Right.
So, and this is a typical thing. The city's flood protection system was bolstered, that's a hard word, with $15 billion in federal funds. Billion. The city's flood walls, floodgates, and earthen berms were upgraded. Infrastructure was improved. Most neighborhoods west of the Industrial Canal regained more than 70% of their pre-Katrina households by 2015. So yeah, I'm gonna say that they're pretty done. They're pretty there. All good. I mean, I'm sure there's still some businesses that never went back. Why would they?
Right. But it just takes so long to recover from these things, and it takes time and money, and Los Angeles it's gonna take a long time to rebuild some of this stuff.
Oh,
It's gonna take long.
absolutely. Well, and what did we say a while ago? There's 20 some fatalities so far.
24.
Okay. That's what's known.
Right.
I mean, there's still 130 some that are missing from Katrina. They're still labeled as missing, but that's just
From
what's
Katrina.
known. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, and same thing goes for, not just people, wildlife. Did you see the news where one dude was like carrying one of his dogs and was all freaking out because he didn't know where the other one was, and he was talking to a news reporter. I guess I didn't watch the whole thing, but they walk over to where his house used to be, and there's his other dog. And it was quite a reunion. I mean, it was very, it was very emotional for him. But it's like, good grief, I went through a hurricane with Hurricane Ivan, losing my house and all that fun stuff. This is nothing compared to what's going on in LA. I couldn't imagine. Um, Things like this, a lot of times tend to show people's true colors, has a tendency to. You'd see people that are just like, whatever, serves them right. It's California,
Right.
stuff like that. But when these things do happen, as my chair squeaks, it is good to see some people stepping up. For instance, Metallica. Um, Everybody's, heavy metal peeps. They have their foundation that they call the All Within My Hands Foundation. It's something that they've had for a number of years, and they have recently donated $500,000 for LA fire relief. Obviously, 500,000 is it's a drop in the bucket, but it's a start.
Right.
Um, it's going to take a long time before anybody truly knows the impact and economic devastation that's happened to LA. And continues, but their donation of $500,000, it was donated to two key efforts. Number one was the California Community Foundation's Wildlife Recovery Fund and the Pasadena Community Foundation's Eaton Canyon Fire Relief and Recovery Fund. Woo! Long title. Um, Obviously, people are going to be like, "Oh, it's only $500,000." Stop. Just stop.
That's something.
It's something.
Right. And what are
They're
you doing?
giving back. What are you doing?
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
I applaud them for making that donation because it's got to start somewhere. And I'm going to stay out of the whole political realm of this, but just be thankful that somebody's actually stepping up, saying, "Hey, here you go. Here's some money to get you started," because this is the beginning.
Right.
They're going to need billions of dollars, but some bands, they're not going to be forking over billions of dollars. But at
No.
least they found two organizations to donate that to, again, through their All Within My Hands Foundation. I'm not
Well,
sure when that was. It was reported yesterday. Um, so that's very cool. It's the PCF, which is the Pasadena Community Foundation, that Eaton County Fire Relief and Recovery Fund. It's easier to just say PCF. They will use their $250,000 it's receiving to support immediate needs during relief efforts as the fires continue to spread. It will also support critical long-term recovery efforts after the fires are extinguished and the community embarks upon the seemingly impossible task of rebuilding what has been demolished. Yeah, it's going to take years.
this won't be the first donation. There'll be relief concerts. There'll be all sorts of concerts and benefits and donations coming in. It'll trickle in. It'll be coming, and it'll be coming for a while.
Yeah, this could
And
very well be the leak in the faucet that just starts everything coming in. So
right. And to what you said earlier, it's just California or whatever, but people have to remember we're all Americans. And politics aside or anything else, I don't care two bits about most Angelinos politics. I want them to be safe and happy, and I want them to get this shit taken care of.
yeah,
So
because that's what it's
hopefully,
about.
yeah, it's what it's about, and that's the attitude everyone should have, whether it's North Carolina, Florida, or California.
Yeah.
I don't care. Just let's help them out. Let's do what we can.
Or Indiana with all the damn snow we have.
Oh, it's a state of emergency here.
Yeah,
Obviously for
absolutely.
you, because you've not left in 2 weeks.
Where am I going to go? See more snow?
Oh, anyway.
Mama TBT said it. She said it right. Every dollar counts. And she's right.
That's right.
Speaking of Metallica, I would not be surprised if they are prominently displayed later this year because Hulu are going heavy metal. The streamer has ordered what's currently the working title, Into the Void, which will explore heavy metal history. And Metallica is going to be part of that.
Right.
Not a whole lot of details on this, other than it being an 8-part series. It's going to be from Vice Studios Canada and will chronicle the emotional sagas behind the most towering legends and unforgettable artists in heavy metal. It will go behind the stage into the real lives of heavy metal icons. So, yeah, it should be pretty cool. But once again, how many times have we begged for some kind of heavy metal show? And now we're getting it.
Yeah, right. 8 parts, that'll be pretty extensive, it sounds like. Like they're really
as long as they're
delving
not like 20 minutes long.
Well, yeah, sure. But, a lot of these bands, and we talked about this with Slaughter last week, are just doing it themselves and producing their own documentaries. I like it when networks get involved. They've got good production values, and if they don't foray into things that aren't true, as long as they stay true to the story, yeah, I like it. I'll be excited to see it.
Yeah, Hulu did not disclose which bands will be profiled, but it wouldn't be surprising to see Black Sabbath, Metallica, Slayer, the classics, Guns N' Roses, they'll be there. Production is currently underway, and it is set to debut on Hulu sometime in 2025.
The cool thing about metal, though, is that you can go in phase, because you've got the beginnings of Sabbath, and then you got the the new wave of British heavy metal, and then the second wave of British heavy metal, and the post grunge. You can really get in deep with this stuff if you want.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And here's kind of a little trivia thing. The series will be overseen by executive producers Evan Husney and Jason Eisner, who created pro wrestling documentary series Dark Side of the Ring, which is Vice TV's most watched series of all time. And it's phenomenal.
It is.
And
It's very good.
It literally is the dark side of the ring, because we're talking stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Not the scripted stuff, which we all know it's scripted, but it's the stuff that's behind the scenes.
Yeah, and the things you don't know, and the real lives of the people that are scripted.
Yeah. I want to know, I got to look at this real quick. As we talk about Dark Side of the Ring, and that being the pro wrestling documentary series, we are now 2 weeks since WWE has moved to Netflix.
Right.
I'm looking
I did not
right
watch
now,
but the week before was really good.
So
the
debut that was tallied last Thursday, 4.9 million views on Netflix for the first episode. 4.9 million. Netflix counts viewership numbers by taking the total number of hours watched, which was 17.7 million in this case, and dividing it by the show's runtime, which was the first episode was 3 hours. Thus, people who watch just a minute or even an hour of the show are not counted as a full view. They get folded into the overall duration watched and factored into the math to figure out the numbers. Second week, which was just last night of Raw on Netflix, those numbers are up 5.9 million views.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating because a lot of times you see a drop.
Right. 5.9 million views is far above what the show ever drew on USA Network, and in fact would be more viewers than any episode in the last 10 years.
So that's a 2 share on USA, typically.
Right.
Or maybe a 1.2, 1.5. And they would have been going up against football, which they did last night too, and it didn't hurt them. Didn't hurt them a bit.
Yeah. It's huge. Though that's huge. Now, granted, USA Network, where Raw was, it's not all over the world. Not like Netflix is. Netflix is freaking everywhere. 5.9 million. Unreal.
Right. And that's approaching. Now you're approaching, the Attitude Era numbers. When they would get into the eights, occasionally an 8 share.
Yeah.
Which is pretty darn good for a cable network.
Unbelievable. Anyway, that'll be enough about that. But this is perfect demonstration of what you can do with technology and how things are changing. Everybody that uses Netflix for movies or whatever, on demand stuff. Now we're moving into live stuff. Tyson fight, which was horrible, just for the technical part of it.
But that wasn't a problem with Raw.
Right.
That wasn't a problem at all. And what I love about WWE, one thing they do so well is production. Their shows look so good, and this was no different.
And you're selling out stadiums. You're not selling out the local opera house, or whatever. You're selling out 17, 18, 19,000 seat stadiums. Last night's episode, for example, when the show started, they're running a drone inside and it's flying around, and you're literally getting to see every angle of that stadium. Again, back to the production.
Yeah.
You're seeing every angle, even the stage where the entertainers are coming out, and there's people everywhere. And if you've never been to a live event, they will tell you, hey, we're getting ready to come back from commercial. We got about 10 seconds. When we go on, you're going to hear the music, you're going to see the pyro, and you guys are going to see the drone flying around. So when it flies around, make sure you wave at it or whatever. To get that crowd interaction, because you don't get the commentary at a live event.
Right.
Like you do when you're watching it on TV, just like going to an NFL game or any sports game, where you used to hearing, commentators on TV or radio or whatever. You don't get that at those live events. Seeing that drone go through was probably one of the most badass things that I've seen production wise in a long time.
Yeah, and that's very cool. I like that.
How simple.
And I like how they went back to using the crowd as a backdrop when the wrestlers go up to be interviewed by, is it Jackie Redmond? Is that her name?
But sure.
I think. But they're up on a bit of a stage, and the crowd is behind them, and that's a throwback to, the 80s.
Yeah.
Stuff, and I love that. Love it.
Yeah, it's you can't find a better production every Monday night than watching Raw. And if you don't want to watch it because you're like, oh, that's, I just can't watch that stuff. Don't. Pay attention to the first 30 minutes just to watch the production value.
Right, and SmackDown is just as good
Yeah.
with what they do. I love what they've been doing lately with camera angles and the way they do their interviews and the drones. Everything looks top notch, just
The
top notch.
cinematic shots
Exactly.
that they're taking. There's money thrown into this, but when you're banking over $1 million gate every event, those are just the live ones. Twice a week. That's not counting house shows. House shows, for those that don't know, are the ones that they go when they're doing their tours, basically, and they're not televised. And it's really where the wrestlers get a chance to hone their skills. And if they're getting ready to work a program with somebody else, they get a
They can
chance
try
to
it out.
practice and be like, oh, hey, let's try out this move this time and all that. But it's fun. Live shows are a blast.
They are.
They're not nowhere near the production because it's not TV.
Um, Another thing I love because it gives that big sport of effect is the establishing shots at the beginning of the episode when they show people coming in and they're in their street clothes and they got their suitcase or their
Right.
bag and they're talking about it like, oh, we're going to see Rhea Ripley tonight, we're going to see Roman Reigns, and there he is, and you see him coming in, and I like the fact that it looks like athletes heading into an arena where they're going to be doing battle. That's what it feels like to me. Like they're coming in, they got to get ready. You're seeing something behind the scenes. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, very reminiscent of college football, pro football, any
Yep.
of the sports, the everyday sports where you see the same thing. You've got
Gives it a realism.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll be at Royal Rumble, by the way, on the 1st.
I would too if I could afford it, but not going to chance that one.
Well, my son bought the tickets. I still owe him money, so
So
I will.
what you're saying is if I pay him first,
You get my ticket.
yes. All right, I'll be right back.
We got good. You got good too. So I'm excited.
You just totally went Chinese on me, and I have no idea what you said.
I said we got good seats, so I'm excited.
Oh, excellent. Good. Oh, what do I want to move on to now? What do we talk about? We talked about Metallica doing their thing. Gosh, where are we at time wise? Because we've just kind of rambled on a bunch of stuff. Daggone, we're at 47 minutes already. All right, look, 2025. Today is January 14th, Tuesday, January 14th. So we're 14 days into the new year. This exact same thing almost happened to me last year. An album dropped early, and I was like, man, this is good enough to be album of the year. Guess what? It's
Already
happened
happened.
again. It happened again. The name of the album is The End Will Show Us How. The artist is Mark Tremonti.
One of our favorites.
One of our favorites. Mark Tremonti, also known as the guitarist for Ultra Bridge, also known as the guitarist for Creed, also known as the solo artist, and also known as some guy from the 50s. Also known
Possibly.
as, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, Rick Sinatra.
Show us. Oh wait, now what's the name of it again? The End Will Show Us How. Whew. This album dropped, I don't know, a couple days ago, maybe Friday. I don't even remember.
Probably.
This album is incredible. If you're a fan of just rock music, this is it. Get it, listen to it. I don't know if you're going to skip a track. I don't know. I've not listened to the whole thing, but I'm like 5 tracks in and I'm sold.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to compare it to, but when I do, I don't think that there's going to be much to compare it to. It is amazing.
Well, I listened to just that little bit before we went on the air because I actually hadn't been paying attention that this was even coming out right away. like this quick. Even though we talked about Tremonti last week in reference to the Creed record they're working on, actually the Ultra Bridge record they're working on. But you said listen to track 2, and I got that thrashy metal sound on that one, and it was really, really good. We didn't get through much of it, but I'm going to give it a listen. I'll give you my opinion at some point, but I'm probably going to be as impressed as you are, I'm sure.
I don't think that this isn't the first album that Tremonti has put out as the band Tremonti.
Right.
I don't think they've ever sounded better. I think the production, we're going to use that production word again. I think the production on this album, spot on. The percussion, the bass, the guitar, the vocals. I mean, it is all, this is a masterpiece. Ooh, I just threw that word out.
Wow.
It is a masterpiece. Mark Tremonti, he's Mark Tremonti. I mean, he is this band. He's the vocalist. He's throwing down some guitar stuff.
And he's a very good singer. He's a very good singer.
Yeah.
Not just in Sinatra world.
No. He wrote the song. As far as I haven't looked at the info on it, but I'm pretty sure he did all the songwriting. I would assume with help from the other band. This album should not only be in your hands as a Tremonti fan, but if you're a true hard rock and metal fan, get it, listen to it. This pinpoints his talents, the talents of the band, and I'm going to quote this: "What magic can happen when you are one of the best singers, guitarists, and songwriters in the world." This album is up there. It's going to take a lot to knock this out of the top spot.
Well, we have potential competitors because we talked last week. The Bryan Adams record's coming out. Of course, that's going to be a little different. That's a rock record,
right?
Not a metal. We have a potential upcoming record from Hailstorm.
Yeah.
We may have one from Pretty Reckless coming out. Who else have we talked? Oh, Alter Bridge itself.
Yeah.
Is already hopefully going to have one by the end of the year. So those are all things to look forward to. It sounds like it's building up to be a really, really good year for music to come out. Last year was a little different. We got an unexpected record from Mick Mars, and we didn't know what to think of that until we listened to it. It was really good.
Yeah.
Now we're getting established acts, coming back through and saying it's time for us to do something.
Yeah. The funny thing about this album, in a recent interview, Mark Tremonti stated that he had this record all done and in the can before the whole Creed thing took off.
Oh, wow.
So it's been waiting to go probably through this tour. How great is that marketing? Let me go out there. Let me showcase what I can do. Let's bring Creed back. Oh, by the way, in January, I'm going to go ahead and release another album with my band Tremonti.
Right.
Okay. And guess what? It kicks ass. I highly recommend it. Even if you just get it, damn it. Trust me. Trust me. It's good.
Speaking of Hailstorm real quick, they're going to be opening for Iron Maiden. I just found that out.
Yeah.
On this upcoming tour. That blows me away how good that's going to be.
It's going to be nostalgic.
Yes, it is. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, not to cut you off.
No. You were fine. I thought you were going to roll into this whole thing about Nita Strauss because I know that you want to go on a date with her.
Well, you definitely don't want to be a whiny baby around her. That's for sure.
No. No, you don't. This is according to for Nita Strauss. Everybody knows there's been a long running problem in the metal community. Because people call you out. Metallica got called out when they cut their hair. When they went industrial with their banging on a tin can for their album, and any kind of thing that happens, everybody whines. Well, Nita Strauss calls metal fans that don't like change whiny babies. That's almost as bad as being called a Cody crybaby.
Whiny, complainy babies.
Yeah, whiny, complainy babies.
If a band makes a slight departure from what they've done before, the fan base cries about it. Everything they're doing is terrible now. Metallica are the biggest band in the world, and people still shit on their new stuff. She's not wrong.
No.
She's not wrong. Remember when any hint of a keyboard coming into music, a rock band's sound, just a hint, they sold out. Oh no, they sold out. It's over. It's ruined. I thought Eddie Van Halen was doing some of the most creative and innovative stuff of his career when he was throwing some keyboard stuff in, and having fun.
This was one of the reasons that I did not like Bon Jovi. Because as an uneducated rock fan of teenage years,
yeah,
and I hear freaking keyboards, I'm like, nope, get them out of here.
See, I was uneducated, so and unfettered in my beliefs. So if I heard something catchy, I liked it. Then I was told it was crap because it had keyboards in it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't pure. What the band is meant to be. Oh, how do you know what the band is? The band is meant to be. It's not your band,
right?
Now, we have a reason to shit all over Lulu. Is that right? Right, the Metallica record, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not just a departure. But if a band wants to do something that's just a little bit different to freshen it up for them, and it's good, it's fine. It's fine. If they want to add keyboards and hit a tin can for drums, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't want to be a whiny baby.
No, I don't either. And I also do not want to fall asleep if I ever go on a date with Lzzy Hale.
Oh, God, no. No. First of all, why? Just why?
I don't know. Two things here. You go with Lzzy Hale to a Tool concert and you fall asleep. Yeah, no, not happening.
It's a concert. It's loud. Yeah. And not everyone's into Tool. And I think she talks about that in the article.
Sure.
Because she's really into Tool at that point in time. And she says her brother, RJ, had gotten in trouble with the parents. He had bought the tickets to the Tool concert. And they were both going to go together. And now RJ can't go. So she invites a date. I think she even names him. Is his name Nate or something?
Yeah.
She calls him Nate. And he gets to go on a date with Lzzy. Now, she's not Lzzy Hale at this point, but still, she's Lzzy Hale. It's a girl.
Yeah.
And you're going on a date and you fall asleep at the concert.
To a freaking rock show.
It's a rock show and you fall asleep. What is on your mind, Nate?
Yeah. It obviously wasn't the rock show.
Right. It's obviously not what would have been on anyone else's mind at that age, where we're at a concert with a girl.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, you got this? Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll be back later.
You could pretend you like them.
Yeah. Dude, I would have taken toothpicks and put them on my eyelids before I fell asleep if I was on a date with Lzzy Hale.
I think I'd pretend I liked them and try to act like I was cool. That's what you would do. You're a teenage kid. That's what you do. You act like you're cool.
I'd have been like, woo. I mean, woo.
Right.
I'd have done something.
I mean, she's singing to every song. She's dancing in the seat. She's having a blast. She looks over. The date, Nate, is asleep.
Drooling. Probably drooled. What a jerk.
Yeah, and that's what she says. We didn't have great seats, but it didn't matter. The show was amazing. I looked at my date and saw that he had fallen asleep. Total deal breaker for me. So in a weird way, Tool's lateralus was a life changer, and her brother still teases her about it. He says, "I wouldn't have fallen asleep."
Yeah.
No. Nate fell asleep.
Nate did. Before we get out of here this week, 2 shout outs real quick. Number one, happy belated birthday to Ace, who turned a lovely 65 yesterday.
Lovely 65.
Lovely 65. And if you pay attention to our social media, we try to keep up with a lot of the prior guests that we've had. And yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, maybe it was about 4 days ago, Bridges Ablaze. We've been following them for quite a while. 19 days into the new year, and they've released their new kick-ass song. We've posted it on our social media, and it shouldn't be 19 days. It should be 10. I don't know why I said 19 when it's only the 14th. They've released a new song. It is as melodic and awesome as you could imagine. Please jump onto our social media. It's pretty much, I think it's just on our Book of Face.
Right.
Get on there. It is awesome. These guys, I swear, if it's not one thing, it's another. And these guys just don't stop. And everything they put out has been gold.
It's been very, very good. And they trickle it out a little here and there, but it's all good.
Yeah. The name of the song is Heartless. Bridges Ablaze. You remember young couple dudes. We had Brian on with us.
Brian.
When he was sick. But we've been following these guys continuously, and man, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And before we get out of here, remember that we will be back next week. And did you know that there's only 2 criteria, according to Guns N' Roses, for calling a place paradise?
What would they be?
Number 1, the women are attractive. And number 2, grass is normal color.